Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for this Pilates session. This is a bit of an ab burn and it's a very classic Pilates session. So let's get started at the back of our mats with a couple of roll downs. We want to have the 4 points of our feet even. So that's the inside and outside of the ball and the inside outside of the heel. Slightly flex through the knees. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, grow tall out through the crown of the head, pulling in through the tummy muscles and just rolling. When your shoulders are in line with your hips, that's far enough, but if it feels good to go further, then do so. Just keep that soft bend in your knees for this warm-up. Inhale into the back and sides of the ribs. Exhale as you re-scoop, drawing in the tummy, one vertebrae at a time. Allow the arms to come up towards the ceiling into a slight thoracic extension with no collapse through the back, so your abs are still pulled in. Exhale as you swan dive, rolling yourselves down again. Inhale. And then exhale as we restack the spine, one vertebrae at a time, coming up into that extension. And then exhale, bring the arms down by your side. Bring yourselves to the front of the mat and into what we call the hook lie position. So we'll start with some printing and some in-printing. You want your knees bent, you want your feet in line with your sit bones and your feet in slightly. Lift your hips and plonk them down a couple of times to find your neutral. And then from here, take a breath into the back and sides of the ribs, trying to feel each time you breathe in the expansion of the ribs. And then as you exhale, it's like I put a tape measure around your rib cage, just below your chest, and it's three-dimensionally narrowing. Inhale. As you exhale, think about the lift of the pelvic floor and a gentle wrapping into skinny jeans, a belt, and a bolero vest, which is that three-dimensional wrapping with the shoulders drawn down. One more here. Your pelvic floor muscles is that gentle pulling in like you're trying to stop pee. And inhale. As we imprint, we're trying to go deeper into our belt area. So exhale to print, and then you're deepening your tummy muscles or wrapping that belt to get a length through the lower spine, but without a tuck through the pelvis. Inhale to relax. Exhale, find that deep contraction. Feel how strong your abs can be to decompress your lower spine. Now we're going into a pelvic curl. Make sure your arms are really pressed into the mat, the fingers are long. Inhale. Exhale as you three-dimensionally scoop, and then you start to wind from the sit bones into the hamstrings as you come up into that pelvic curl. At the top, the knees arc over the ankles, the heels feel like they pull back to really engage through the hamstrings, the glutes, and the ribs are closed and pull in. Inhale to hold. Exhale as you lower, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way back down to neutral. We'll just do 4 here. Inhale back and sides of the ribs. And exhale for your second one. Coming all the way up, knees over toes. Make sure those inner thighs aren't coming in too close or out. They're just in line with your sit bones through the knees. Inhale and exhale. One vertebrae at a time. Make sure those shoulders are drawn down. Really press the triceps into the mat to help you. Inhale and exhale. Straight and strong. Ribs are closed. Tummy's in. Take a breath in here. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time to lower down. For your last pelvic curl, take a breath in. And exhale to lift. All the way to the top. This time, inhale and bring the arms up overhead. Lie them on the mat above you. Leave them there. And exhale as you lower one vertebrae at a time back down to the mat. So you get that lovely thoracic stretch. Inhale, return the arms down by your side. Bring your hands behind your head, elbows where you can see them. We're going to keep our feet down and our knees bent. Take a breath in. We're going into a chest lift. Exhale as you come up to look in between your thighs, trying to keep the tummy nice and flat. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. Inhale. Notice that when I come up, I don't tuck like this through my pelvis. That becomes a hip flexor exercise. Inhale to lower. As I come up, I keep a very neutral spine. So I can't lift as high, but I really feel it in my tummy. Inhale to lower. and exhale to lift. Inhale, and exhale to lift. Hold it here. Inhale, reach behind the back of your legs. Now, as you exhale, use your arms to get a little deeper. Inhale, return the hands behind the head. Exhale, go deep. Inhale to lower down, just one more of those. Exhale to lift. Inhale to reach. Exhale, go deeper. Inhale, return the hands. And we're going straight into hula. So exhale as you look to the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, it's a tiny movement, don't go too far. Exhale across. We want to keep it in our obliques, not our lats. And across. And center. Across. Look to the center. Look to the outside of your left thigh. Keep the height, last one. Look to the outside of the right and center. And you can bring that upper body down. Bring the arms down by your side and out to about 45 degrees. We're going into a spine twist. We can either do that with our feet down or our legs down in the position that they're in, or our legs up in tabletop. The main thing is that your knees and your ankles stay glued together. So as we tip, notice that my right rib stays down, my right hip lifts, but I'm very rigid. So this is an oblique movement, this is not a stretch. Exhale, use your tummy muscles to draw it back to the center. Inhale, tip to your right. Exhale, wrap the abs back to the center. Inhale, imagine you're wringing out a cloth and the cloth is your spine. Exhale, wrap it back. Inhale to tip. Exhale, center. This time we inhale to tip. Pause here. Extend your right leg and dorsiflex your ankle. Inhale, bend that knee back. Exhale, center. Inhale, tip to the right. Exhale to reach. Inhale to bend. Exhale, center. Now with both legs. Inhale to tip. Exhale to reach. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, center. Last one. Inhale to tip. And exhale to reach. Inhale to bend. And exhale, center. Floating one leg down and the other leg down. Come into a nice full body stretch here. We're going into some roll-ups. So with the roll-ups, if it gets hard when you get to roll to the rolling up point, you can use the back of your legs. You can even bend the knees to help curl you up into that position. So starting in a nice full body stretch. Inhale to come up into that chest lifted position with the arms long. Now go deep through the abdominals. Think curling the spine up and over. The pelvis doesn't flick. Inhale as you come back to this set or 100 positions long-legged, and exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, come up and over. Inhale to come back. Exhale down. We've got just two more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to reach. Inhale to come back. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to come up and over. Now, as we come back, we're going to pause. In that chest lifted position, we're going to do a set of hundreds here. You exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if you want to make this harder, you can lift your legs up. I'd go into turnout. Or if you want to make it easier, bring the upper body down. If it's going into your lower back, we're halfway here. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 more sets. In. And last 2. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get a little bit more height. Whoo, and have a full body stretch. Just chill out here. Bring your knees in if you want to hug and rock from side to side. Ooh, we fell over to the right then. From here, we're going to come up to some rolling. So roll yourself to the side and bring yourself up. So rolling like a ball. Coming to the front of your mat, find the nice flat part of your sacrum so that you can be in a nice C curve. Your feet are together, knees are out. 3 different positions we can go here. You can either have your hands on your shins, your hands out in front, or you can extend and go into a straight leg position. So when we're doing our rolling, we want to inhale to roll just to our shoulder blades, Exhale to come up and hold. So you don't want to be flicking the pelvis when you come back up. So inhale to come back, exhale. Or you can have your arms out, inhale to come back, exhale. Or you can go straight legs, inhale to roll back, exhale to come up and pause. 2 more, inhale. Try not to go too far to your neck. When you come back, exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale to come back up. We're going to roll ourselves back down now onto our back for a bit more abs. Like I said, this is an abby one. Floating one leg to tabletop. Keep that pelvis stable, don't tuck it. Float the other leg to tabletop. From here, we're going to go into a single leg stretch. So come up into a chest lifted position where your hands come to your knees. Extend your left leg and bring both hands to your right knee. Quick inhale and exhale to change. So as I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep my pelvis and my spine quite neutral. I'm not tucking, and I'm really feeling this in my abs. Now bring your hands behind your head and add a crisscross. For 3, 2, 1. Hold here, extend that left leg up, bring the right leg down, and we do a little hamstring pull where you pulse, pulse, and change. Exhale, 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 exhale. Now, if this is getting a bit much, you can bring your head down and do the pulse, or if you want to make it harder, bring the hands behind your head. And you can even add a crisscross here. For 1 more each side, and pause, bring the knees in, bring your hands to your knees. We finish off with 6 double leg extensions. Inhale to extend, exhale. If it's too much, bring the upper body down to inhale and exhale. 4 more. Inhale, exhale. Keep that nice neutral spine, trying to keep the tummy pulled in. Last one. And bring the knees all the way back in to hug it out. Have a little stretch here. Allow the head just to go from side to side. And you can even bring the arms out to the side and drop your legs all the way over to one side. And then gently all the way over to the other side. And then come back into your full body stretch. 1 more roll up here. So inhale to that chest lifted position, exhale to scoop and roll it up, which brings us perfectly into our spine stretch position. You want your feet hip width apart, sitting up nice and tall. Your knees can be bent if this is too much, or you can put a yoga block or a towel underneath your sit bones if you need to. The arms come out in front. In fact, to warm up, let's bring our hands behind our head. Imagine you've got a ball or a pillow, and as you exhale, you're trying to create a C curve to squish that ball, so we're not flicking our pelvis forward. We're coming up and over. Inhale as you come back up. Just make sure you're not pulling on your neck. Exhale. Inhale to come up. And exhale. Inhale. This time you're going to bring your hands out in front. We'll start with our palms facing down. So you exhale as you come up and over that imaginary ball. Now turn the palms to face each other. Start to extend your thoracic. We go into an extension here. That's your inhale. Exhale as you float back down, the palms face down, you're squeezing your little ball. Inhale, sit back up by restacking the spine. We're just going to do 2 more of these. Exhale as you come up and over. Inhale, extension, so you can wind the sit bones back here. Exhale, flexed, C curve. Inhale to restack. Last one. Exhale as you come up and over. Inhale to extend. Exhale to come down. And inhale to come back up. Sitting cross-legged now, I'll just face towards you. Just going to do a nice stretch here. So bring the arms out to the side. So inhale as one arm comes up and over. So I've got my left arm up, so my left sit bones are really drawn down and anchored towards the mat, so I get a nice lat stretch here. Coming up to the T, and then to the other side. Inhale to the T, and exhale to come up and over. This time just come back to the diagonal and then cross the arm over so you get a diagonal stretch. You can even put your elbow into that knee to get a little bit more of flexion rotation. Come back up to your T and up and over to the other side. Come back to the angle and then fold yourself up and over. Anchor that elbow if you need to. Bring that arm up and to the T. We're going to go into our wall series now. So what I actually really like to do with this one is bring my mat right up against a wall. But if you don't have a wall, you don't need to. It's just that the wall gives us amazing feedback on how our body is. So with the wall series, I'm lining myself up against the mat. So my head, my shoulders and my hips are all against the mat here. My tummy is pulled in. Now from here, my legs are slightly forward. First of all, I'm just going to lift that top leg. And from here, I'm going to lift and then lower. So while I'm doing my lifts and lowers, I'm focusing on my underneath side, staying very neutral. I'm focusing on my hips not moving. And the wall gives me that feedback. I'm also focusing on my head not dropping forward, which I tend to do a lot, especially when I'm talking. So we're just lifting and lowering. And you start to realise it's actually a lot of work to keep my torso really still. Now, on the next one, we're going to lift. Bring your hand in front. You're going to bring it forward and up and back and down. Now, allow your foot just to drop internally and back. So forward and up, down and back. All the time keeping that anchor against the wall. So it's your glutes, your shoulders and your head. So you will feel that there's a natural C-curve, hopefully, of your spine. And come back. And now for the last little stinger. Bring that leg forward and we do 20 fast little drops. That's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. All right, with that leg, just pull it up and allow yourself to have a bit of a stretch there. And then you're going to roll yourself to the other side. So you need to flip up and over for this. Hand is straight. So you want that head, shoulders, hips against the wall, and ribs are pulled in. Legs are slightly forward. So we start with that top leg first. So that exhale to lift, inhale to lower. You actually only need to lift to about hip height. You don't need to go too high, because what we're looking for here is that total stability through the torso. That is our focus. The leg is just creating a lever for us to have to work from. Got 3 more here. Make sure those ribs don't flare out. It's very easy to do. Now on the next one, bring that foot up to hip height. Allow that foot just to hang or relax internally rotated. Top hand is in front. Bring that leg forward and up, down and back. That's your exhale, inhale, back. Got 3 more here. Last one. And we go 20 little drop catches. So that drops where your toe is just tapping the ground. I don't know about you, but my legs are getting pretty sore. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 2, and 1. Oh. All right, allow that leg just to come up and give it a stretch there, whatever feels good. Just going to move my mat back a little bit while you're stretching, and then we're going to do some prone work. So rolling over onto your tummy. Forehead is down, tummy is pulled in, glutes are on. Bring your hands by your side. Now from here you can notice when you relax your shoulders how much they drop forward. So before you do anything with your shoulders, draw the tummy in, Squeeze the glutes so you've got that support of the lower back. Now, inhale as you allow the shoulders to draw down your back. Imagine you're moving a marble with your nose, and we come into a half cobra. With the half cobra, I really want the tummy pulled in so that your lower back isn't being compressed here. So think more like you're trying to go long rather than trying to get into a big severe back extension. And then exhale as you lower down. So it's an inhale when we lift in extension in Pilates. Exhale to lower down. 2 more like this. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Hold it here and just bring your hands into a Sphinx position. So you're still pulled in through the tummy, but you're now going to lift the legs slightly and go into some swimming here. Keep paddling. Keep that tummy pulled in, lots of glutes. If this is compressing your back too much, you can come down so that your head is on your hands are under your forehead, or you can stay in the Sphinx. Tummy needs to be pulled in for this. Pause here. Now, external rotation of the legs so the heels are together, and we're going to finish off with some heel beats for 8 and 7, strong through the abs. 6, looking to the front of your mat. 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, bring yourself back to a child pose. Knees out, feet together, and just melt to the floor here. And just breathe. Whatever breath works for you, whether it's belly or the thoracic breathing. Just have a moment to feel which your body's they've woken up. Perhaps your body fights to be the main mover. I always battle with my lower back, wanting to do the work over my abs. Or do you feel that you had a deep connection with your tummy muscles? One of those things that stops the healing process, and I love that. Right, gently bring yourself up to quadruped and into a down dog. So hips up towards the ceiling, chest towards the thighs, and just walking the legs to have a calf stretch, back of the leg stretch. Pause and hold it here. Walk your feet to the front of the mat and have a hang here in ragdoll. Whatever that looks like to you, whether it's the fingers under the big toes, hands behind the legs, or maybe just crossing one arm over the other. Allow your head to hang. Feel the weight of that head and just give it a rest. Rock from side to side if that feels good. Gently allow those arms just to fall to the floor. One last breath in, and then exhale as we lift through the pelvic floor, that energy from the arch of the feet, inner thigh, pelvic floor, skinny jeans, belt, our bolero vest as we gently bring the arms up above our head, thoracic extension, and exhale to come down, finishing off with a shoulder roll. Thanks for joining me for Pilates, and any feedback you can give that to Mel through the website. And I'll see you next time.